So here's the code for the project. Just the main code, which is basically the main forum game. The hardest part about this was the movement was pretty hard to do, and the amount of timers and if statements that were needed to be written, so that when the frog interacts, it interacts the way that you want it to be done. I think there was about 300 to 400 lines of code, but it was more complicated than previous projects. Here's just some of the sample. Aside from this, the other forums were much simpler, more just navigation, but no like general code was needed. It was more about like making it look aesthetically pleasing and to explain how the game functions. So here's the main forum. There's a lot of picture boxes and a lot of background code work on it. So here's the actual game. You can see the Frogger title page. Click anywhere start, so click on it. Difficulty, so easy, standard, hard. Let's go to settings quickly. We got controls, so WASD, W up, S down, A left, D right, and then you switch that. You go back, here I'll show you the objective. So you can read that. It's basically the synopsis of how the frogs, the objective of you protecting the frogs. And then if I return back to the main page, you can see the difficulty. Basically, it's the number of frogs that have to cross. So easy, you have 1 to cross, standard 3, and then hard, all 5 frogs. So we'll start with easy. You can see the 4 frogs at this top. The picture box. So the goal is to cross the road without getting hit by a car, and then cross the river without falling off the log. So I'm just doing basic movement here. I'll follow behind a car, come back to the start. WASD are the controls. You hit a bear, hit the wall, it just sends you back. You hit a car, you see one of my lives went down. So you got 3 lives to cross to get to the other side. So here I'll try and do this. The first part is probably the most difficult. You have to go sneakily behind the cars, then navigate up. There, okay, I got it. So now once you get to the next level, now you just have to cross the logs. If you miss the log and fall into the river, you will also die. Just like being hit by the car. So here, let me go quickly. This part's easier than the car. So you just follow this car along there, and you move back up. One of the hardest part was making it transparent. Some of them worked well, other ones, I think the amount of code made it slightly difficult. So here I cross there, I make it to the end, and congratulations. So it took me 78 seconds, and I still have 4 laps. So I go back, and let's do, oops, I clicked easy again. I'll show you what happens when you die. So you there 1 time, 2, 3. So it's a nice try. You had 4 frogs cross, and it took you 6 seconds. So 4 frogs because of the ease. You didn't actually cross them. Here's standard. So you have 2 frogs already crossed, and you need to get 3. I'll die again and show you. And then here is hard, the final one. So you have no frogs. If you get 5, it's definitely the most difficult. And that's basically how the code works. With hard, it's fairly difficult to get them all across. Like I'll get it under 50% of the time. So here I'll try and show. And then I get past this, but no, I got hit by the truck. And that's basically the game. Thank you for checking out the code of Frogger Remastered.